Hey guys, welcome back to a quick little video, and just to kind of give you some context on what this video is, basically, yes, my computer's still broken. I seem to have solved the driver errors, but now I'm running into software errors, so now I have to troubleshoot that as well. But to my knowledge, I seem to have solved the driver errors, but the video came out new drivers and all that stuff, and it looks like that stuff finally got cleared up, so hopefully I don't have any more issues with that. But for right now, that's basically it. It's just I'm gonna be having to use basically just unedited videos until I can figure this all out. Hope you guys don't mind that. I know my quality is basically going to crap with this, but for right now, it's just gonna have to work. So. Um, then we'll be moving into some of the other things I got to deal with this week as well. The truck project has now just gotten even bigger than what I wanted it to be originally. My original plan was to lower it and tune it, which I'm still going to do. But the money left over is now going to have to go into maintenance as well because the truck is making a rattling noise, and I've pinpointed it to something on the passenger side of the motor. Now it does not sound like an internal, like a rod knock or anything. There's no knocking. It's more of a rattle. So I'm pretty sure it's probably either, and I can tell it's not a timing chain problem because it's been doing this for well over 2 years now, since I got it. So if it were a timing chain problem, it would have failed by now, more than likely, unless it's just that strong of a chain. But I'm not having issues with that, so I don't think that's my problem. My problem seems to be more of like a pulley kind of thing, because the pulleys are, a lot of them do have play in them right now. I know it's not good for it, but it's the only thing I can do right now is drive it until I can get that fixed, which hopefully will be within the next couple of weeks is when I can get this whole project underway and replacing a lot of the pulleys, all that stuff. I'm going to try to get underdrive pulleys. I got to try to see if I can find them for the 4.0. If any guys know about that, let me know please in the comments down below if you can hook me up with that. But anyway, let's go on to the topic of today's main video, which is the the events I want to hit in 2018. Now, usually, for me, I don't travel a lot, so I typically only hit events that are in Georgia and really local to me. Like, Atlanta is the farthest I'll really ever go. Even though I don't even drive out to Atlanta, I've never done it before, except for one time where I didn't take the interstate, as it was like the backside of Atlanta kind of stuff. But this video is just going to be talking about the events I want to hit for this year, whether it be with my dad or my friends. So let's go ahead and get started. So my number one thing would definitely be Ford Nationals. If you're a Ford fan, this is your heaven on earth. Ford Nationals is just a event where every single Ford from around the country gets together in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, at this huge parking lot, and they all get together, park, and talk to other fellow Ford owners. It's a breeding ground for Mustang owners, especially because you'll go over there and you'll talk to them and you'll meet other people who have Mustangs, and you'll be like, okay, I really like this. This is really cool community. Now I want one. So you'll get a new Mustang owner out of it, stuff like that. But it's also pretty popular for sport track guys. There's a lot of sport tracks that go there every year, and there have been talks on the Facebook owners group of sport tracks. If you're not a part of it, you should join it because there's a lot of us on there. There's over, I believe, 2,500 of us now on that group. So if you own a sport track, go check that out as well. Just go to Facebook and search for Ford Explorer Sport Track Owners. You'll find it. They're talking about getting the national meet back together. Back when the sport track was in production, they had a national sport track meet every year at the Bowling Green factory in Bowling Green, Kentucky, where the sport track was built, and that'll be where they used to do it. But now they're wanting to move to Ford Nationals ever since the sport track was canceled, discontinued, all that stuff. It moved to being kind of just a if anyone wants to throw it, cool. And they're supposedly doing it at Ford Nationals this year. I've talked to a couple of the sport track owners, and I plan on trying to make the trip and the truck up there once I get everything situated. I've got a lot of leaks to take care of. A lot of you guys know I have an oil leak. I've had it since I got the truck. Now I've got to deal with this pulley situation. I'm going to be upgrading the spark plugs and wires, all that stuff, doing a full tune-up. And if I can afford it, I'm going to convert to electrical fans because mechanical fans are just power sappers, and this truck doesn't make a lot of power as it is, but I really want to get the full force out of my tune that I'm getting for this truck, so I'm definitely going to try to replace that as well with an electric fan if I can figure out how to go from mechanical to electrical. So that's kind of that. Um, Moving on from that, the number two thing I want to hit is Import Alliance. Import Alliance is just a meet that I've always wanted to go to since I got back into cars and I started going into car events and stuff. Because if you didn't know the full story, I had a girlfriend a couple years ago, about 2 or 3 years ago now, that was rather controlling of me a little bit and did not want me to go to car events, which included things like Nopi Nationals, Import Alliance, the local meets, stuff like that, and was kind of harsh when I wanted to modify the truck. So That's actually a playing part in why that relationship failed as a whole was because of that. Because mainly with me, because I felt like I was being controlled a lot. So I was just like, I want to do things. I want to do things I enjoy, but also be happy at the same time with girls and stuff. So I moved on from that relationship rather quickly. After the whole thing failed, I got into back in the car scene. I started modifying stuff, and here we are today. But Immortal Alliance was something that me and my friends always talked about going to back in high school. We never actually got to go. My friends always went. I've never gotten to go. So hopefully this year, me and Kaysen, or me, Kaysen, and Michael, or whoever will go to Import Alliance this year. We'll have a lot of fun. Even though only one of us three drives an import, and that's Kaysen. Kaysen's got his little Infinity that he drives. So that'll be kind of our thing this year, to do that as well as a group. Ford Nationals. If any of my friends win, it'd be probably Michael, because Michael is a Ford owner himself. Kaysen loves Fords. He loves Mustangs and all that stuff. But I don't see him taking the Infinity to a Ford event. My dad will probably go there as well, because my dad has a Mustang. So, um, moving on from that, we'll be going into the third event, which I want to hit, which is Grid Life. Grid Life is another one that I've definitely wanted to hit for a very long time. I've heard all the awesome stories about Grid Life Atlanta. Being a Georgia native, it's something that I've always talked about with my friends at school, back in high school, and all that stuff. Grid Life is the top dog of car shows in the state of Georgia right now, minus Caffeine and Octane. And I've been wanting to go for a very long time. I wanted to stay at the festival, do all that stuff. They have musical artists performing every year there. This past year, I believe it was Ludacris that performed. And being a rap lover myself, I love listening to rap music and all that kind of stuff on my downtime. So that was something really cool to get into and go and check out. So if he performs again, I don't know. They always change performer, which is good because it's kind of bland to have the same performer every year. So I guess we'll see how it goes when that time comes around. The last event I really want to mention hitting is a rally. Now, I've always loved the stuff like the Gumball 3000 over in Europe. It's a 3,000-mile journey across Europe to different destinations, and it's really expensive to join. I believe it's like $25,000 or 25,000 pounds a car over in Britain to get into the Gumball 3000. And they've only done one run in America, which is why typically in the Gumball you only see supercars. It's because the only people that can afford the admission. Um, Really, that's really that with that one. But I do want to do either the Wheelwell Express, which is one that actually is in America and it's rather cheap. You don't see a lot of hypercars and that kind of thing. You see a lot of more modern sports cars, like your Mustangs, Genesis, your G37s, your stuff like that. And I'd love to take the truck on a rally one day and have fun with that. But right now, I don't really see it. Like I said, I don't have any experience driving on the interstate. It's why I don't drive the Caffeine and Octane, minus the pulley issues now that I'm having to deal with. Um, that's really that. Of course, I still plan on hitting the other stuff I usually hit, like Caffeine and Octane every month, like we did Sunday, and I haven't been able to edit that because my computer's been messed up and I've had videos backlogged, and it's just a giant mess. So either I'm not going to release the highlight video because that's really the video that's been causing all this mess. I may just go into the next video, which would be the G Wrangler review, or I'll just, once I solve all this, because I'm starting to believe it's the project file itself is bugged. And that's one thing that's causing my issues is the project file for the highlight video itself or something like that. But that's basically that. It's just a giant mess right now to deal with. I'm not happy with it, but I did cover the last Caffeine and Octane though, and I'm trying to adopt a new style, kind of more vlogish. So this first one was kind of just a test run, so I didn't do a lot of the hardcore talking over stuff because again I was using my GoPro, which notoriously has really bad audio, and so I can get a mic, which will probably be something else I cover when I do my big parts run thing or whatever. It's just going to be a giant mess, and then I'm going to have to work on budgeting a bit more for all that as well. I'll be having a lot more content coming soon. I don't know exactly what's going to be up on Thursday. I'm literally recording this, uploading it immediately, and then getting back to schoolwork and stuff because my classes are so spaced out. So on Tuesdays, I get out at 1:50 and have to go back at 5 for my last class. And this is not Kaysen. Kaysen has a class that ends at 10 at night, and he's 2 hours away in Cartersville. So he's a bit far. But basically, to close this video out, I just want to give you guys kind of just some updates on the channel. So as you all know, I was uploading every day the past 2 or 3 weeks due to Christmas break. I'm going back to my Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday schedule at this time due to school coming back in a session. I want to be able to focus on that. I've got 2 math classes I really got to barrel down on this semester. Last semester, I barely passed, so it's something I'm going to try to work on this semester and really barrel down on as well. And with Saturday uploads, that's going to be kind of the big change that's going to be happening very soon. Boosted Mafia right now is currently undergoing a hiatus until March due to the cold temperatures that have hit our state. And by cold, I know for you northerners, you're like, oh, that's 20 to something degrees isn't cold. -3 is cold. Yes, that's very, very cold. I've been out here when we had a really bad Arctic kind of air kind of thing going down here in Georgia. I believe it was 2 years ago, and it effectively froze our state. We went into like the negatives for a few hours, and it was miserable. I don't want to go through that again, but it's been getting kind of cold in Georgia. We had a pretty bad Arctic blast over the past weekend where we were the teens, and my truck barely started because the battery's not really good on it. It's a Walmart battery, so um, that's basically that. It was just kind of cold, and Boost Mafia said we're just gonna wait till March when the temperature's starting to warm up a little bit, and we'll get back to it. And I'm like, okay, so Saturday it works out both ways because that means in March when the people who don't subscribe to this channel see the truck all different, they're gonna be like, what in the heck happened to that? Um, but at the same time, it kind of messes my upload schedule because I have to find something new to upload on Saturdays, which is no big deal, really. I can find some sort of thing to do, and with the whole projects going on with the truck and stuff that are going to be coming soon with the pulleys and the lowering and the tune and the tune-up that's going to be getting with new plugs and injectors and all that stuff. Or not injectors. I got to see about injectors. Injectors are expensive. Um, I mean, we're really going to be doing a lot. So, I mean, it's just going to be a lot going on, and I feel like I'm still going to have content for you guys even then. But basically, that's it for this video. Thank you guys again for watching. I know this video was very unprofessional, but that's all I can do right now until I can fix this computer. Thank you guys again. See you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.